also had a newborn baby. And that was the hardest thing for me because I couldn't do anything. And she had to do everything by herself. She had to bring me to the physio, drive me back, take care of my son, do the groceries. So it was very frustrating, especially for her, but also for me, because I couldn't do anything.
The support he received from his family and friends was crucial to his recovery. Today, Michael is fully recovered, able to face the best opposition in Europe, and in good days, his 4-year-old son, Nino. To unwind, teetotal Michael spends time with his wife Jane and his son, doing what most dads do with their spare time, let their kid beat them at football.
Hopeless. Yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Okay, you. Yeah! We are the birds for Rangers! Mikey Mols. He's Mikey Mols. He gets the ball and scores a goal. Mikey Mols.
That now famous song was first heard at Michael's previous club, FC Utrecht, where he was adored by the supporters. Even TV interviews were interrupted when thousands of fans chanted their hero's name.
Dit is toch wel leuk, hè, met al die mensen daar, vind je niet?
Ja, daar doe je het in principe voor, hè.
But Michael had to prove himself to his fans. The rivalry between Utrecht and Amsterdam is intense.
Everyone likes him. For example, he is born in Amsterdam. In Scotland you have the clashes against Celtic and Glasgow Rangers. There is no love, but there's war. When FC Utrecht plays Ajax Amsterdam, there is war always. Michael Mols is the only player who was born in Amsterdam, who has played for Ajax, who now is beloved by the fans of FC Utrecht. That's unique.
Michael's career began at Ajax when, at 15, he was selected to be part of the famous Amsterdam Football Academy.
When I was young, I always wanted to be a professional football player. And with the youth of Ajax is very famous. And in that sense, it's an honor when you are asked, because a lot of kids, they want to play for Ajax, and they only pick maybe 16.
Another famous Ranger who graduated from the Ajax Academy was Ronald de Boer, who even then recognised Michael's talent.
He played in the youth of Ajax and I played in the youth of Ajax, so he was already there, so he was already known. So that was the first time that I met him. Yeah, we knew always that Michael, when he got it on his feet, it was difficult to get it, and his turning and twisting was at that time already great. So he had it always, those skills. Only, I guess, when he got older, he got better, stronger, and I think he made it even to perfection, that style of playing.
The Amsterdam Michael grew up in is a long way from the picture postcard scenes so familiar to tourists. His remarkable ball skills were hardly the result of intensive high-tech coaching. Instead, they were learned on the street outside his home.
For me, it was the best development for me, because on the streets you learn your technique and your skills. And I must say it's getting less now for the kids, because they have now other interests, computer, or they want to go out. For me, the only thing was important was playing football.
But kids' football could be a hazardous pastime, and Michael's unbridled enthusiasm sometimes caused concern for his parents.
If I got an injury, it was always with football. I broke twice my ankle, broke my wrist, and broke my thumb. It all happened with football, so my mom wasn't too pleased with me. I always come home with dirty clothes, or with holes in my clothes, and also my shoes. My shoes, I always needed new shoes within a month by playing football.
For Michael, jerseys for goalposts was far too simple. He devised a game where each player had to prove his ball skills before he could be the winner.
No, this is the street where I was born. Actually, it's on the 4th floor over there, number 9. And here's the place where I always played football. Every player, or for instance, at the rain pipe, this was the goal, another pipe. The stones, if you were unlucky, you got the 3 because that's the hardest to hit. Every player got 10 points, and if you manage to hit or the 3, the stones or the pipe, you get a goal less. And yeah, in the end, there were 2 players left with points, and to make it fair, you had that side and the other side till the winner was. So that was the game, and I think there were only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 places. So if we were more than 6, they were on the bench, the rest, so they were a little bit unlucky. So that was the game.
With that football brain, it was no surprise that Michael was chosen by Ajax. But he was ambitious and realised that to get regular first-team football, he would need to move on. In 1991, he joined Cambuur Leeuwarden, where he scored 43 goals, before progressing to Twente Enschede in 1993, where he showed his old club what they were missing.
Yeah, he's different than most of the attackers you see. He's not big, he's not extremely quick, but he's turning so quick with the ball and without the ball that, yeah, it's you don't see a player like him every week, and that makes him so special, I think.
Michael, however, was under great pressure at Twente Enschede. A hero of the fans had just left the club, and the new striker was signed to replace him.
The funny thing was, at that time, or maybe now, I was bought as a replacement for Ronald de Boer. Yeah, he did very well at Twente Enschede, and Ajax decided to buy him back. He was the big star man there, and yeah, it's hard to fulfill his boots.
I can imagine that. No, it was because I had a great year. I started not that great in Twente, and the first year, and then that next half year I scored a lot in 70 games, 11 goals, and a bunch of assists, and I played really well. And we were, I think, second on the table at that time with Twente, and just 1 point behind Ajax. And that was, yeah, my ghost was still hanging around there. So for him it was quite hard because I just had a great half year there. But I think he showed his quality, but especially when he left there, he went to Utrecht, then the real Michael came up.
Although he was scoring goals, Michael wasn't happy at Enschede, and he found it hard to settle. Behind the scenes, some people were making it obvious that he was not wanted.
A few people there, they didn't like him so much. I don't know why. I remember one time it was one man of the club. I don't know what his function was, but he said after a few months we arrived there, he said, yeah, the money that we paid for Mols, it was better to throw that into the water. Then we see circles, now we see nothing. And when he heard things like that, it's over with this man. He never shakes the man's hand afterwards. Yeah, he don't forget that. And a lot of these things together makes his move to Utrecht, and it was a very good move afterwards.
So in 1996, Michael signed for the club which would make him a star. At last he was in an environment where he could concentrate on his football with remarkable results. For 3 seasons, Michael was top scorer at Utrecht.
When I first joined in, Ronald Spelbos and his assistant was Jan Wouters. They were 2 well-known football players in Holland, very experienced and very good. Utrecht at that time just escaped relegation. So for me it was a little bit a step back. But because of the two managers, I decided to sign for Utrecht to get back the joy of playing football.
Very important. I think he was far the best player of the team. So I played with him as a midfielder, and I always knew, you just give him the ball and he produced some magic. So his turning from defenders always made me smile on the pitch as well. But it was something else. It was it was magic. No defender could ever read what he was going to do. Turn either to the right side or to the left side. It was something else. I've never seen a player who could do that so as Michael did.
When I was young, I had dancing lessons. No, it started actually with a bad touch, and from the bad touch, it became a good one because I want to control the ball and take it with me, but it stopped, and I saw the defender go the other way, and then I turned.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. You see in Holland, and I think in Scotland also, you have more big defenders than small defenders. Actually, you need against him a defender with the same size, because with his head he do not that much, and because he's afraid of his hair, I think. But yeah, when you have a big defender against him, yeah, he likes that very much. I remember the first match we played against each other. I made a tackle on him, and he looked up, and he turned, and he saw me, and then we started to laugh to each other. The only thing he said, "Hey, I thought you would be my friend."
Even today, Michael is revered at Utrecht. The fans have never forgotten the renaissance which began at the club after Michael arrived, turning them from a team threatened with relegation into a side which could challenge the top teams in Holland. Even before Michael left for Scotland, many Utrecht supporters had adopted Rangers as their second team.
My first match was Rangers Celtic, and it was the 5-1 we won against Celtic with the Ray Wilkinson goal. Yes, I have some Scottish friends here in Holland, and from 1988, 89, we go often to Rangers, and mostly to Rangers Celtic. Michael Mols is fantastic. He's our friend, and we loved him. This photograph is taken by Utrecht PSV Eindhoven. It's the last match from Michael Mols.
In his final season at Utrecht, Michael won the Golden Shoe Award for being top scorer in the country. It was a great accolade, but the tribute paid by the supporters when he left was truly remarkable.
I remember I was practicing a farewell speech in the car because I'm not good at that. It was because I remember they asked me, because after the game they did a little ceremony, and so I could thank the public. I remember doing the warming up and look around and all the banners and all the people who were there for me.
Yeah, I was involved myself, and I think it took half an hour that the public was standing up and standing ovation, shouting his name and singing his name, and I still, it's still there, in my mind. I don't think I'm ever going to forget that.
After Benny de Bode made Michael an honorary life member of the supporters club, the world saw Michael Mols for the first time in his new colours. the famous red, white and blue of Rangers, where his performances in a blue jersey would generate the same fanatical following at Ibrox.
Did well to put it in, Albert. Can't get the shot. Ball bouncing just that little bit high. And that's the goal. Michael Mols puts it away. 9 minutes. And Mols comes back with that glory goal for Rangers. What a return to the side.
That goal at the start of season 2000-2001 was a triumphant return, proving that Michael could compete at the highest level despite the injury which had kept him out for 10 months. However, unknown to the supporters, Michael knew he was not at his best.
I always have self-confidence, so that wasn't a problem. But what I said, the occasion helped a lot, especially Stoon Grass. I thought, yeah, I'm back again. And when you see the crowd, the music, everything, and also the way we played really well. We won 5-0. But because we played well, it covered up a lot about my game, my knee, and I felt I wasn't there yet where I should be.
Apart from Michael's form not being all that it could, another problem he had to contend with was the signing of 2 new strikers. Scottish international Billy Dodds was signed, and a new record set when Rangers paid Chelsea £12 million for Torre Andre Flo. But Michael didn't consider this a setback for his career.
No, because I have confidence in myself. I know what I can and what I can't. As long as I'm 100% fit, and then I don't mind who they buy.
That attitude ensured that Michael fought on despite his injury and scored important goals for his club. Rangers had to beat Monaco to progress in the Champions League, and once again Mols proved his ability to compete against the best players in Europe.
It's a winner-take-all scenario. Victory for either team means they must go through whatever happens in the other game. Wilson with a tidy ball on to Rich. Mols. Magnificent play. Crashing in by Bonnard. Injured or not, he could play this fellow. So much to admire there. No wonder they love him at Ibrox. But how long will Mols manage to soldier on up front? Well, here's Mols now. He's clean through. Michael Mols!